Hey guys, so I know we haven't been on like we've been doing videos for a while now, and you might be panicking, thinking, "Oh my God, the brothers are like diversifying." But because I know, right? But because
So
of the
new.
yeah, the logistic strain of shooting videos. I mean, yeah, okay. Some of you YouTubers out there might be like, "It's not that hard." Shut up, okay? Just shut up. Um, the we decided to do podcasts instead because we always end up wanting to talk for way longer than we have on video. So
Exactly, and it
yeah.
just gives us a chance to talk about all the latest stuff that's happening, somewhat biggish news, especially with
Yeah.
E3 just coming up. It's a great time to give our super valid and, of course, 100% correct opinions and all that sort of stuff.
100% unbiased opinions on this whole topic. So let's look at some of the topics, or like some of the great stuff that we've had come out of E3. So all the big things that come out of E3 so far. So we've
Yeah,
got
so far it's
the
been the Xbox,
yeah
the big sort of presentations from Xbox and Sony. Nintendo hasn't revealed anything yet, which a little bit of a I don't know. I'm super keen for seeing what they're bringing to the table, but there's
yeah.
definitely been a
You're
lot.
a big Nintendo guy, hey.
I am a pretty big Nintendo guy. Hopefully they're
That's-
gonna have some new stuff to bring the Wii U out of the giant hole that they seem to be digging so
Wee,
far.
wee, 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 wee.
Hit rock bottom
But
and
yeah,
started to dig, sort of thing.
yeah. It sounds like it's either my theory is either Nintendo is sort of holding back and they've got all this awesome shit to let out, or they really have nothing and they're running around the sales room floor going, "Quick, we need to bring something to E3," but they have nothing and they're like, can't.
I'm definitely hoping for the former. I mean, Mario Kart's just come out, and apparently Wii U sales have gone up by like 600%, but even that's not saying much because they weren't selling too many
I
of them.
I'm still not getting a Wii U. I mean, the reason we got a Wii U is because my siblings wanted one, so like that happened,
Yeah.
and I couldn't stop it. But it's not bad. It's a good
Despite my best efforts.
yeah. So let's look at some of the stuff we had come out of E3. Especially just the really big noteworthy. So we've had the announcement and the footage released of a couple of new games. Arkham Knight, the from the Batman series, that one's coming out.
Batman.
It'll be the sequel to Arkham Arkham Origins. Am I right?
Is it? I thought Arkham Origins was the prequel to the other two.
Yeah, it's meant to be a prequel, but it's like the next one down the line. But it's a prequel, so never mind.
Oh, such
Um,
story arc.
Yeah, such story arc. But it's gonna be really great. I think the guys who did Arkham City, they're taking over again. It might be Rocksteady, but I could not be too sure
Yeah,
about
this
that.
is you're gonna get some valuable and super reliable info from
You know what?
us.
No, no. You know what? Our viewers deserve like better than that. So I'm gonna look up. I can't even spell Arkham, but I'm gonna look up the.
God
I wrote
damn it, you
Barkham
people
instead.
are amazing. You deserve the best. I've booked my tickets to. I'm assuming America is where the company is, unless because it's not like.
I'm gonna fly down there and conduct a straight out thing, like straight out interrogation, and slap the owner around a little. Okay, so it's being run by Rocksteady again.
Yeah.
Um, and I think Arkham Origins was made by someone said somewhere that people are telling me that Arkham Origins is really bad, and I don't play Batman games. Like I like the idea of them. It's just I'll never sit down and play them. Okay, so the developers of that was Montreal and Warner Brothers Games, and a lot of people were like, that was the worst Batman game out of
Wow.
all of them, apparently.
Yeah, it looked cool. Like all the bosses and stuff looked pretty cool, but gameplay wise, it wasn't as strong as the other
Yeah,
ones. I don't think. Apparently, the Joker wasn't as well done as well, or something like that.
yeah, they reckon the Joker in this one was not crash hot at all. So yeah, what was another one that we were looking at? So we talked a bit about Arkham Knight. Let's talk about the new Battlefield that's coming out. That you
Hardline.
had some words to say. Yeah, hard line or
Um,
whatever it is.
yeah,
Hardline.
I I first kind of read about that. I think it was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "What the hell?" Battlefield 4 hasn't been out for too long, and they still haven't fixed everything for it. So it's it's a little bit random. I was watching another YouTuber, Boogie2988 or something, and he said
Is he?
he
He's like
was
a kind of hefty fellow with a beard, right? Because I've seen
yeah
him
yeah
on
he is.
YouTube.
He
Yeah,
was
he's pretty
commenting
funny.
on because they're actually releasing a beta for it for the new Battlefield pretty soon. And he was
Already.
commenting that how can they release a beta for the next one when the other one is still in beta because of all the crap that goes on with it.
The
But
beta for the beta that's in the beta.
pretty much. But yeah, I
Betaception.
thought, I don't know, it looks okay. I guess it's kind of a Battlefield cross
Yeah,
GTA, Cops and Robbers cross Payday
kind of
sort of
thing.
thing, from what
Cross
I've seen.
payday. Oh yeah, yeah. Love me a good payday.
Yeah.
Payday heist. So yeah.
Apparently,
No,
Payday's
I
bringing
mean,
the biggest heist so far out soon as well. I read somewhere.
yeah, that's coming soon. So I've got to get my stuff together to get ready to jump on that. I
Yeah.
I recently I recently went infamous, which means you lose like all you start again. It's like prestiging, which is
Okay.
really sneaky way of saying you lose everything and now you have to play the game again. More replayability. Woo!
Yay.
Um, but I digress. But no, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Battlefield Hardline because like traditionally for me, all I remember of Battlefield is being a soldier and shooting at people and
Yeah.
on the battlefield with tanks and stuff. Like if you tell me I have to climb in a Bearcat and ride down the highway, that's not going to be the same thing. Really, I
Yeah,
don't.
I definitely think. I know. I
Mm,
personally feel that the whole big, large-scale battle simulator sort of stuff that they do at the moment
yeah, I feel like they should
is
stick
what
to
they're
what they
best
know,
at.
but yeah, they should stick to what they know. But on the other hand, this is a gamble. Like if they do it right, it could be really good. But if they do it wrong, it's just going to be like
But
poop.
on the other hand, Star Wars Battlefront, super duper duper keen for that. Just
All your
screw
arguments are invalid.
screw all the
Battlefront
Battlefield
just
hardline and all that junk. 'Cause Star Wars Battlefront gonna be amazing, most
feel
likely.
hard on.
I
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
haven't
mean,
seen
I'm a
too much
Battlefield
about it
fan.
yet. Actually, like this E3, they haven't revealed too much from what I've seen. I
Is
know
this
last
Battlefront
year,
we're talking about?
yeah, Battlefront we're talking about. Like last year, there was
That,
like a 10-second trailer or something. This
I
one I haven't
saw a
seen
bit
too
of.
much about it. One thing that we have seen a little bit for is new Far Cry 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, one
good.
thing we have seen a little bit more about this time around is the new Far Cry 4, which
Yeah,
actually looks really really cool.
yeah, it does look pretty good. That new trailer that came out looks pretty epic as well. It didn't really show much gameplay, but it gave us a little bit of a story and a little bit of a grip on what kind of an environment we're looking at. So for those of you who haven't been following, you should, go find out something about it now. Google
Yep.
Far Cry 4 or something. But it's based in the Himalayas, which for those of you who followed Far Cry from the Jack Carver days, which I have, um, it's it's pretty amazing because all the other Far Cries have been shot on abandoned tropical islands.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what it's like out of tropical weather in like the Arctic conditions. So,
And all
I
the
think that'll be
mountainy
really
stuff as
interesting.
well. Yeah, I think that'd
Yeah,
be
all the mountainy stuff.
quite a different sort of change of environment. That villain though
Mm.
seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, it seems like he's like a Joker except without the makeup and the
Yeah, he
green hair.
is. I
He's
know,
wearing a purple suit.
but yeah, he is actually. I've just got a little picture up here with his super swaggy, funky blonde haircut.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for that story, the reveal gameplay monkey trailer thing?
Where he's yeah, where they shoot the bus and he's like, "No, I didn't tell you to shoot the bus. I told you to stop the bus." And then he
And then
stabs some guy to death.
he shanks the guy to death with like a round like
It's
vile
weird. It
thing.
looks
Anyway,
like a potato peeler, I think.
it probably is a potato peel. Sick wacko.
Yeah. Sick
Yeah.
bastard.
Peeled his eyeballs off.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
I'm
disgusting.
really interested in that. Especially my main excitement here is the environment might be really adverse because it's the Himalayas, so it might not be animals trying to kill you, but it'll definitely be like the cold will get you if not for anything else.
Yeah.
If you manage to kill all the gun blazing terrorists. I'm wondering if they're gonna
Don't
bring
put on your
environment
thermal
in.
underpants and you regret it later on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
definitely. What else is there? Also, the mountainous terrain would be really good, especially if they decide to bring back the wingsuit, which I'm not sure if they brought back in Blood Dragon because I looked at it and I went, maybe
Yeah,
not
I
because
I
it's
always had the intention to play Blood Dragon, but it's just one of those things where that
yeah,
backlog, don't want to stack it full of more games, sort of thing.
yeah. We've got a pretty epic backlog of stuff. Damn you, Steam sales! Wow.
Pretty much. Why are you
Freaking.
so good value?
Just when I think I'm about to sit down and do something productive with my life, I go, oh, Steam's got a game out for $5. Looks good. I'll get it.
Buy it and not play it
Bam.
again for a
Buy
while.
it and then regret everything.
Pretty much that
Oh no.
backlog. What else is there? I guess we'll stick to the shooters for now. There's Halo 5, tiny bit more on that, some little trailer thing. There's of
Yeah.
course the HD superset of
Yeah, the
the new
Master
Halo.
Chief Edition
Yep, the big
is
bee's knees Super Chief Mega Edition
Super Chief Mega Edition. Yeah.
comes with your own
Um.
ghost that works
Yeah,
IRL in the collector's edition.
with your own AI set up.
Yep, blow
He
up
just pops up
Cortana
to call
doll
you an
and all that
ass and
sort
then
of
hangs up.
stuff.
No,
Hello.
that'll be really good. I think that's a really great move on the part of Bungie and Microsoft to try and include the Xbox One players
Yeah, it's
who are
definitely a
big
good way to
fans of
get
Halo.
new peeps into the franchise as well.
I think that should be like if we're lucky, this might be the beginning of a trend where a lot of the classic games that sold a lot like re-up and do an Xbox One version because it's really not that hard. You could just HD up your game. It wouldn't take that long and then convert it to the right format.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think it would still be. I guess it also depends on how old the game is. Like when you look at the very first Halo compared to all the stuff we've got now, graphics-wise, they'll
Yeah.
probably have to do a fair bit of
Yeah,
retexturing and whatnot. But as it
they'll
gets
have to do a fair
closer,
bit of chiseling.
yeah,
Mm.
as it gets closer to the more modern stuff, I'd like to see a like super new HD Bioshock One. I reckon that'd look absolutely
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, vamp that thing up,
That'd be
pump
amazing.
it full of
Such a good
pump it
game,
full
that
of
one.
good-looking stuff, and just blah.
Yep.
I'm not very technological, if you guys have realized. I
Pump
just
it
love
through
games.
good shit and it'll look amazing.
Um,
Technology, please.
the yeah. So, the other thing that I would like to see is a re sort of an Xbox One HD version of all the Mass Effects from like 1, 2 to 3.
Yeah, if they do number one, I'd really want them to tighten up the gameplay so it's like it is in number three. Because man,
Yeah.
playing through that again.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, when Mass Effect 3 came out, Ryan was really psyched because we're both Mass heads,
We went
and
to the midnight launch and all that jazz.
yeah. Well, you guys did. I didn't. I had
Oh,
exams that
that's
day,
right. You're a
but
woman.
but what Ryan tried to do, guys, is he tried to replay Mass Effect from like the beginning to the end, and he just got bogged down so bad in the gameplay from Mass One.
Yeah, holy.
Apparently, he thought it was just really bad.
It
But
was. But yeah, that'd be something cool that they could fix up, I suppose. Try and make it. Actually, yeah, that's true. I wonder what they'll do with the Halos if they bring dual wielding in from the second one, or if they only leave it in Halo 2, or not sure.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but it's still too far from the future. We don't really have much info. But one thing I can say for sure though is I'm looking forward to getting. I'll definitely get the HD Xbox One Master Chief, all the Halos in a row series, just so like when I'm done with all my games and my backlogs, you can sit down and replay that because that is replayable. If you think about it, Halo defined the shooter genre for like a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal, I suppose, especially for sci-fi shooter stuff. It was really good. Well, when you look at all the new IPs that have come out over the years, Halo's definitely one of the defining Xbox ones.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's still fairly strong. Like way back in the day on the 360, it was like there and steadily holding its ground. And then now it's got awesome staying power because people remember what that's like.
Yeah. I'm super
Uh,
keen to see how Destiny works out. That's
mm,
looking better and better
yeah,
from all the stuff I'm seeing about it.
it looks pretty good. But I mean, so far there hasn't been much hype around it. Like when it was released, it already came out for the 360 a while ago. But like there hasn't been much hype about Destiny, so I'm worried about either whether it's really bad that no one's talking about it, or and this is the one I hope for is that it's really good and a lot of people are just waiting to re-up when it comes out on the Xbox One because that's what I'm getting it on.
Hmm.
So that'll be really good. But yeah, Destiny looks really good. It reminds me of like a Borderlands but better looking
Yeah,
or
it
different,
definitely seems
like
like
more
a sort of
more polished out.
Borderlands drop in, drop out, take on big
Yeah,
boss floopy doopy
big
things.
bosses, loot, and just live the life of a bounty hunter essentially. And you can travel between planets. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm keen to see how it happens.
Hmm. Speaking of traveling between planets, actually, I can't. I think it was No Man's Sky, something like that. You should have a quick look at it if you want to. But it's like a little indie game they released for PS4 while they were going through all the PS4 lineup stuff. They actually focused quite a lot on indie stuff this time around, and for a game that's made by a small indie studio that was actually flooded last year, it looks
Flooded
absolutely
like
awesome.
water,
Like yeah, like water flooded. So they had to
right? I was like flooded with sales because that's
fans,
good.
women. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, I guess. And the stuff that they've done looks awesome. It's like an open world sci-fi sort of thing, but you can hop in your spaceship. Apparently, it's procedurally generated, so it's an infinite universe, and you fly around, and you can actually fly like out of one planet into space, fly across to another, and it'll be a whole new world to explore, sort of thing. Looks pretty cool.
Mm.
Not
It
exactly
sounds good. I'm
sure.
I'm getting the gameplay up and running now, and so far it doesn't look too bad. Is it FPS?
I see. That's the thing. They didn't show an awful lot of interactivity with the on land, on the actual planet sort of stuff. Not from what I saw. Like they showed some combat and space stuff, but I'm not sure. It could work out to be another sort of Minecraft, explore the world, gather stuff, interact with people, but
Yeah.
still
Either
not
way,
100%
it
sure.
looks pretty though. It
Yeah,
looked
it does
really
look pretty cool.
polished out,
Looks interesting.
especially considering it's an IP. I mean, come on,
Mm-mm.
it's pretty great.
Independently
Okay,
produced.
so I think, is there anything else we want to talk about for shooters?
Shooters, no, not really. I was just having a look now at all the other stuff like Fable Legends, Assassin's
Hmm.
Creed Part 3, Number 7, um,
Yeah. Assassin's Creed,
Episode 5.
Unity, otherwise known as Assassin's Creed. Oh God, when will this end? Um,
I enjoy the games, like, you know they're gonna be good, you know it's gonna be
but it's
Creed, you know it's gonna be fun, but I felt that
after a while.
3 was kind of easy. Like I was playing it the other day and you can just run around and kill about hordes of 20 guards without much problem.
Yeah.
Um,
Is this is three like the flag, right? The black
Yeah,
flag. The one
no,
where they were like,
3 the American Revolution one. I haven't played too
I
much of
like
Black
that one.
Flag.
That one was nice. I thought that was good.
I like the setting, but I don't know, I felt it was a little bit easy-ish. I guess that was just the overworld stuff. The stealth detection stuff has a bit of a challenge to it.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like the Assassin's Creed stealth detection stuff. It's good, but it's not because I came before I started playing stealth games. I was a Splinter Cell guy,
Hmm.
and stealth in Splinter Cell is like the key to winning the game. But like in Assassin's Creed, stealth for them is sort of like hiding in a crowd, which I was sort of like, that's cheating, isn't it?
Yeah, just
You
sit
know?
down, looking inconspicuous, and
Yeah,
get
especially
away
since
with
you're
stuff.
hooded and like covered in weapons. Like if you level up high enough, you just have broadsword and like a giant hatchet hanging
It'd
off
be
your hip.
like Arnie walking around after killing the Terminators, sitting on a bench, and he's covered in like blood with a bazooka hung over his back and a shotgun on his front, sort of thing.
Yeah, that I think you mean Ani killing the Predator because Ani is the Terminator.
Shh, whatevs. He still kills some Terminators in like the second one, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I lie. I'm just trying to pick at your withering self-esteem.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so
Wow.
make that a sound effect. So, another thing that's come out that I'm quite excited by, and I'm not sure, Ryan, you should check this out because I put the link on your Facebook feed,
Okay.
is Battle Cry, which is this new third-person Team Fortressy style kind of game.
Yeah.
Not much info has come out about it yet, but it seems to be the really interesting part here is the the background of the game is that it's based in a world in a World War II sort of 1920s 1930s sort of world where gunpowder was never discovered, and so
Hmm.
people fight in like the old style that they always used to fight by hacking, slashing, and like shooting each other full of arrows. And I mean, it looks pretty good, and the great part is it's also free to play on Xbox One, at least as far as I remember.
Okie dokie.
Um, yeah, so it's by
I'm pretty
so
sure I actually looked at
that's
it
the
a
thing
little while ago and saw all of the
stuff.
things and the stuff. Now, I looked at the website and they showed you a couple of different classes and how the game
Mm-mm-mm.
works. It looks really cool, actually. It reminds me of Chivalry quite a lot.
Yeah, except this one will be not chivalry's in first person, so
Ah,
You
this
know,
is third person, true.
yeah, this is third person. So Battlecry is made by,
I'm pretty sure it's made by a
oddly enough,
company actually called Battlecry, isn't it?
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's made by Battlecry Studios. It's the first of that company that came out.
Ingenious
So
naming.
yeah, it's great. Battlecry Studios. It's based out of Austin, Texas. Created under ZeniMax Media. So it has some of the guys who worked on. It's got Rich Vogel in it, and Rich Vogel actually worked on Star Wars: The Old Republic back in the day.
That's pretty cool.
So we'll probably see some good stuff. I'm hoping we'll see some great stuff out of that. But it should be really good. So guys, if you have the time, take a look at Battlecry because it looks like it's worthwhile getting into, and it's free to play on Xbox One. So that's tempting as it is, you know.
Yeah, it's that Xbox One slight sort of plug there. You and your
Slight.
See,
I
I'm
love
still
the.
kind of undecided on my next gen console. Yeah, I'll most likely get a Nintendo one just because exclusives. And then deciding between the PS4, Xbone.
You should get the Xbone. I'm just saying because if you get it, then we can take this whole gaming channel thing to a whole new level. That's just me, but
Otherwise, it's
I've
gonna
got
be
business in it.
completely shit. But that's just me. Probably fail and burst into flames. But that's just me. Just my opinion, Scott.
Completely unbiased information here, guys. So great, so great.
Yeah. Speaking of PS4 stuff and exclusives, that game that I'm thinking of, Sackboy. Oh, what's it called? Little Big Planet. Another one of those has been announced, and that's might not be your thing, Jotham, because it's not
I have never
shooting.
played Little Big Planet. Is it any? What is it supposed to be?
It's like a kind of like a platforming sort of genre where players
Is
are
it
able
like
to
Meat Boy?
create their own levels and stuff like that and share them with one another. It's probably more like Mario type of platforming than Super Meat Boy.
Uh,
It looks cool, something I've been interested in. Another one of the exclusives that would get me to go to PlayStation, I suppose, along with their announcements of YouTube and Twitch stuffs, if you're interested in that.
yeah, well,
Twitch
for the purposes
Interactive
of this channel, and yeah,
yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with you with that one.
damn
I know you
it.
can record footage with the Xbox One and probably chuck it to your
But yeah,
computer, upload it and all that, but it's interesting how they're just chucking it straight on the share button. Another thing Nintendo really needs to do actually is stop screwing over YouTubers and what. Well, I guess they're making it better now with this new deal they've got, trying to split the profits and all that, but they could encourage it or try and work with it a bit more. With all the amount of social stuff that's coming into games now and sharing and talking to your
sharing.
friends and all that. Looks
Remember back in the day when you could make like a killer headshot, and then people would just have to take your word on it that you made that shot.
yeah, but now
No
you
one,
can
no one was there to ever vouch for you. Now you can
s-
share it and be
spam
obnoxious
your
about your
Facebook feed and be like, "See, I did it, stupid
herder.
hobbitses," sort of thing.
But I think it's pretty good. Like the whole sharing thing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is great.
Is there is there any particular titles you've been keen on, looking forward to? From
Any
E3?
like okay, so a couple of the side titles that caught my eye, and I think caught your eye as well. One of them is The Order 1886.
Yes, that's PS4 exclusive.
PS4 is damn it, PS4 exclusive.
Um,
I'm fine with it. You know what?
I'm done.
I'll
I've
just go
lost
cry in a
interest.
hole now.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
It's FPS, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an FPS set, obviously in 1886, and it's kind of
Oh
Van
no.
Helsing-y, I guess, sort of a little bit of
Yeah,
steampunk.
it's a Van
Go around
Helsing like
hunting.
four person co-op thing, isn't it? It
Hmm.
looks like it. At least that's what they showed in the thing. Have they released the gameplay for that?
They released a little bit of it last year. I haven't actually checked up on it again this year. Um, they probably
Should do.
have, maybe not yet. I'm not
They
sure.
they're brinking it again, so they're like, they're doing it slow and steady, and then they're gonna like
Oh,
jump in and
Brink, please. That
yeah.
was
I've said the word of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Brink. Just
Brink
uh,
is. You've probably heard of it. We were super duper 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 hyped for it,
we
and when
were
it came
so
out,
happy.
it just didn't live up to expectations.
That's
Pretty.
the sound it made when it came out the gate. Just
Yeah, it's one of those. If you pause and slow mo the video, you can pinpoint the exact point where his heart just breaks into
shatters
two.
into little
Yeah,
pieces.
pretty much.
But it was good. Like the concept was so good, and we were just talking about it earlier today that if Brink or Bethesda or whatever deranged fool decided to make Brink and kill it in the cradle, if they re-up it to the Xbox One, I would happily just check it out
Yeah, if
because
they actually either give it a legit campaign or focus purely on multiplayer in a similar way to that Titanfall does, then I reckon it could work. But their kind of attempted integration of the two didn't really do it for me.
yeah, that and I don't know, I Titanfall doesn't really appeal to me, mainly on the basis of the fact that the campaign just feels like multiplayer maps, and that's exactly what it is.
Yep, and that is what
But
Brink was as well.
yeah, but I see. I'm very much a single player guy. That's where I got my start in gaming, and that's where I love the story. Like I game for the story, but
Yep.
you know, it's disappointing somehow when
Yeah.
people prioritize multiplayer. I think I'm all for multiplayer. It's just I would prefer it better if they
I'm
gave
all
just as
for
much
it, but I
attention to the
don't
story.
like strictly single player focused games that just chuck it in for a bit of DLC monetization stuff. Or like, I mean, like apparently the new Wolfenstein, awesome campaign from what I've heard. Looks really cool, but the multiplayer they chucked in doesn't really suit the game for what I've heard. I think
Yeah,
that's
like I
kind of the
think
same with the second Bioshock as well. Like Bioshock games are known for their story, environment, world, and everything, and then you tack on a multiplayer as well done
yeah,
as that one was. I don't think it really suits it. It just seems a bit unnecessary when they could have focused on the
yeah. I think a
story.
lot of stuff. Like the thing I hate about games is that if they're tacked on, like if anything about it feels tacked on, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of people feel that way. But so yeah, I don't look. I'm lean more on the story side. So if you have a good story and it's like single player and there's no multiplayer, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm very okay with
I
that.
think that's something a lot of indies actually take a little bit more to heart than the
Seriously.
new guys. Yeah, because with the limited budget, I guess, sort of slightly more limited resources, you definitely get good, maybe 4 or 5 hour stories, campaigns, art
Yeah,
styles, fighting,
and they tell
etc., and
great
then it's
stories as
done.
well.
And
Yeah.
it's well worth often like the $10 to $20 you spend on a good story. Like
Mm.
there's no, you don't need to chuck on this extra $40 to keep servers up and running, or that sort of stuff that comes with the
Yeah. No
post-release
overheads. Less
stuff
overheads.
of the
Right?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of those games have done awesome jobs with it.
Like okay, so Halo for example, the multiplayer on that, I will not complain. It's
Yeah,
great.
multiplayer with that definitely works very well. It
I
was
would not
hands
have gotten
down.
it yeah, if the multiplayer on that was really just the only, if the multiplayer on that was great and the story sucked, I wouldn't have gotten it. But because the story was great and the multiplayer was just as good, that's like all more power to it, you know?
Yeah, I think that was made originally. Like the multiplayer for that did not feel just like a little side, quick, let's add something
Mm.
else, and so it's not just a single player game. That was very, I guess, genre defining multiplayer in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. There's another thing that I think should be is making looks like it's making a resurgence. It's the co-op.
Mm.
Yeah, like co-op feels like it's making a bit more of a resurgence. I'm not
I'm
sure.
really happy with that actually. I really like co-op campaigns.
Yeah, co-op is good because you don't. First of all, multiplayer slowly destroys your families because if someone does that one play like with a grenade launcher or noob tubes it and uses the same rifle over and over again,
Yep,
it can create some pretty terrible feelings in you about that person. Oh god, it's the bad. Super Smash Brothers especially.
that's Super Smash Bros. Is amazing. It's
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, no, I like a good co-op. For example, like Payday, which is coming back in a big way, especially with all the new DLCs. It's all co-op and everyone just works together. So like,
Yeah.
and games that enhance teamwork is really nice. That
Yeah,
I
and
quite.
some of the just like playing through Gears of War and stuff like that, going through the story just with a couple of friends alongside you,
Oh,
really,
it forges friendship so hard when
it
you.
really does. I think it just makes it super duper enjoyable, like going through it all, discussing it all,
Yeah, quick
characters and
segue.
that.
That's actually how we became friends, isn't it? We started like playing Gears of War together, and we were like, dude,
Dude, Gears of War
so
and shit. Yeah, that
Gears of
was a good game. Well, we've
Tim
actually been
Gadgate.
talking for like a solid nearly an hour now, so we should
Oh,
probably wrap
jeez, we
things up a
better.
little bit. As
Yeah.
it's only been
So
the first day of E3, we've kind of skipped, hopped, jumped around a little bit, trying to just give a couple of insights and opinions on everything. But the next couple of days, I think it's going to be a little bit more focused, divided up, and I guess we'll pick a couple of games and really take a good look at them. A couple of things we're
hmm.
interested in, I suppose.
Yeah, so by take a look at them, we're gonna get down and get all the info we can, scrape all the speculation together, and then we'll start analyzing and talking about it.
Yep.
And great news is that now that it's the holidays, guys, you're gonna actually see a lot of our ugly faces coming up on YouTube during
we've
all
got
Let's Plays.
two or three more Octodad stuff. I'll probably post up a little bit more
Yeah,
Wild Star
we
stuff because
might
that
we
first
might
one was pretty ass,
yeah,
to be honest.
pretty ass. We might do a yeah, we might do like a marathon Octodad just to get it done.
But yeah, so something happened there a little bit. I don't know what we may have missed, but we'll find it out later. But yeah, we were just discussing holidays time means we have more time, which equals more videos and content. Hooray! We're going to try and finish our Octodad playthrough.
Yeah, do a big marathon Octodad, probably.
That's good fun, especially in co-op. I think it's really good fun.
Yeah.
There's a couple of new IPs that we'll look at playing. A couple of little indie games I've got. Anything you had an interest in? Maybe show some hot dogs or something like that.
Yeah, Watch Dogs, which, in case you guys don't know, I'm actually currently playing that at the moment on my Xbox One.
Yeah.
The another thing that I'm interested in seeing is Assassin's Creed recently put out a video hinting at co-op.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a look at
Assassin's
that.
Creed Unity, that is, hinting at more co-op, and I'm interested because I've always thought about how cool it would be to have other assassins who know exactly what you're doing, like back you up.
Yep.
That would look really cool as well if you think about like the aesthetic of assassins running over and jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and have like four of them jumping rooftop to rooftop and ducking around
See, I
corners.
think 4 seems a little bit
Excessive,
overpowered and excessive. Like,
unless they scale the world to like in accordance.
and
But
maybe
you know,
if they make it so that you can't tank like 4 shots from I was about to say bassoon from a musket from a
bassoon.
bassoon.
It is a
Oh
pretty
no, they
terrible
got me.
intro.
Yeah. So rather than tanking like 4 or 5 musket shots, I think if they made you a bit more killable, it'd be better. Like the amount
Yeah.
of stuff that Ezio does by himself, pretty much, it's just 4 times him. Is
He would be.
GG.
If I was Ezio, I'd be really mad at all the other assassins. I'm like, I'm out there busting my hump day in day out, and what are you guys doing? Nothing. Just pointless
Sending
people.
me on these shitty mail quests and all that.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Mm.
Finally, just harking back to what we were talking about in co-op, I'm kind of excited for Evolve. Is that what it's called?
Evolve. Yeah, Evolve
Yeah,
looks pretty
Evolve. It's that new four player co-op one that's by the guys who made Left 4 Dead, and I'm a huge fan of Left 4 Dead.
cool. Mm.
I lived in Singapore before I came over here, and before I left, someone got me Left 4 Dead Left 4 Dead the Asian edition, which means that when I shoot zombies, they actually fly apart into bloody like giblets and things,
Giblets.
which I quite enjoyed, and that
Yeah.
started my love affair with zombie gaming. So
How cute.
um, how cute,
It's from
quite
first sight. At first sight.
love at
rather.
first sight.
Yeah.
Right, so we're probably gonna wrap it up real quick. So stay tuned. We might do another podcast again this week.
Yeah, we'll
something
probably do
like
another
that.
one with possibly one for each day of E3, so maybe another 2. Hopefully you guys will enjoy them, us waffling on about stuff. Or I'll have to
Yeah.
record some...
If you guys have any like suggestions for topics, like if there's anything you really want to hear about, put it in the comments below as quick as you can. So it'll give us enough time to like start pulling the notes together for our next podcast. Keep your eyes open as well. Maybe sometime this week we might shoot a let's play. If not this week, then next week.
Yep.
But yeah, it's going to be a good couple of weeks before freaking exams take over again. But
It should
it'll be great.
It should. Well, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. The very first... We still need a name for it. Broscast, Wafflecast, two
Yeah, the
idiots talking about
Broscast
gaming and
or
shit.
something. Well, look, guys, post below for coming up with a name. I'm actually a subscriber and a big fan of Tested, which is the MythBusters their channel that they run on the side with Adam Savage and whatnot, and they have a podcast there that's called Still Untitled. As cool as a name as that sounds, I do not want this podcast to still be called
Still
Still Untitled.
2.0. Sounds good.
Yeah, we do not want that because I don't want to get in a lawsuit with Adam Savage. As cool as it would be to meet him.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, if you can think of titles, post them below. No dick jokes, honestly. And any topics that you guys want to hear about, especially, I don't know if you guys are interested in what we think, but if you want to know what we think about a certain thing in gaming, post it up. We'll do some research. We'll come back to you.
Yep.
So thanks for listening.
Easy as that. Thanks for listening, and this is the first episode of yet to be named podcast.
Yeah, the Brothers Play podcast or something like that for now.
Like that, to that
Anyway,
effect.
thanks so much. Bye.
Bye. Toodles.